What's going on, traders? Good morning. Today is Friday, July 15th. We're going to be taking a look at the market and trying to figure out where it's going to be potentially moving today. We had a lot of great volatility yesterday in the market, so we're going to see what we can do to capitalize on that today. Let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, first off, y'all are gonna have to excuse me. I haven't had my morning cup of coffee yet, so if I'm sounding a little bit tired, that's because I am, quite frankly. But all right, let's go ahead and jump on in. This morning, we are gonna go ahead and start at the NASDAQ Index Futures /NQ, trying to understand what's happening, what happened yesterday, where are we, where are we going? So if we take a look, yesterday we had this insane volatility. We dropped back down where we tested this support. Let me draw out this line for you. You'll see it about here. Actually, if we look at where we had this base, we had this support hold once. We had this support test here. It broke through and then it came back up. So this was a pretty strong support, although I will say I was not anticipating this actually being the support that was going to hold yesterday. I thought we were going to drop back down and test the support down here. Let me draw this guy out right about here. That was my original anticipation. I thought we'd have a little bit more movement than we did, which isn't a bad thing. It's good to see that the market had a little bit of an upside. Although right now, I will say we have to be very careful because we don't know what direction we're going in. So yesterday we did hit this support. We bounced very hard. I mean, if we take a look at this minute alone for /NQs, that was almost 2%. So if that's a 3 times multiplier, for TQQQ, that's approximately 6% change within that little 4-hour window. So we had this huge recovery, and then we saw it decline just a tad bit, and then we had a huge upside again, where we almost finished the day off yesterday, and then we saw this kind of rounded peak with a little bit of a decline. It looks like we did find some sort of resistance up here. Zoom on in. Right about here. It looks like we've tested it about 4 times. It looks like we broke through, but had that pullback, broke through, had that pullback, tested it right at the line, and then tested it right at the line again. So it looks like that is going to be potentially holding. But here's why we have to be a little bit careful. So we had been following this little blue line right here. This has been acting as our resistance as we're falling. Yesterday, as we bounced off this support, we broke through that EMA line, or that little blue line, and we came back up. So why is that any sort of factor for us to hesitate? It's because we don't know if we're going to fall back through. We're seeing a change in direction in this reversal with this blue line right here, but we'll continue to monitor and see exactly what's going on. Actually, let me go ahead. I'm going to change my study so we can see this just a little bit easier. Review, recap, use set, apply. Okay. So you'll see we bounced above it, and we're seeing this change in direction now, and we're starting to come back down. I don't know if we're going to touch this and see this reversal and then a bounce back up, and then maybe find a resistance at the SMA line, which is the second blue line that you see right here, or if we're going to fall back through and then retest lows. That is something that is kind of up in the air right now. So until we get confirmation, I'm just being very careful with my position sizes. So again, we saw this resistance last night. We're seeing this change in direction. We don't know if it's going to hold or if we're going to get a bounce off of this blue line right here, which is the EMA line. And the same thing holds true for TQs, which again is the ETF that mimics the NASDAQ at a 3 times multiplier. So we again saw this huge red minute where we tested resistance. And again, for some reason, I am just not able to get filled here, even though I have a good till close extended hours buying option. It just doesn't want to fill me for some reason, which is okay. It could be because it was pre-market and there wasn't a ton of volume being traded. But anyways, we had this bounce. We saw this rise right up past that blue line again, which is the EMA line, where we topped out at a previous resistance. And then we had this decline. Now we don't know if we're going to bounce right here. If we do bounce, it's going to be right about $25. Right now we're sitting at about 25.45, 46. So we'll see what happens today. It's really hard to kind of judge this, but I am expecting some sort of either period of consolidation. And if we don't consolidate, we're either going to break through or we're going to make new highs. And if we make new highs, I'm predicting that we'll probably reach these previous resistances up here at about 27.96, $28. Which I mean, a $3 gainer is not too bad, especially if you have 1,000 shares. It's 3 grand. Probably make that in a couple days. Um, these swing trades last anywhere from 3 to 5 days typically. I mean, if we take a look, we bottomed out, let's say this day. So that was 1, 2, 3, between 3 and 4 days we saw those peaks. So if we're able to capitalize on that and make, I mean, if we're at 25, let's do it percentage gain. That would be 25 to 28 would be about 12%, which I don't know about you, but if you're investing in like a mutual fund with a stockbroker or with an investing firm, 12% in a year is great, let alone 12% in 3 days. So just continue to watch your position size. Make sure that you're keeping all emotions out of these trades. Make sure that you are following overall market trends. If the market is declining, don't get into something like TQs where it banks on the market going up because that's the fastest way to lose a lot of money. Don't trade more than you're willing to lose, and just make sure to manage your risks. All right. In any case, that's going to sum up my technical analysis today. And I will see y'all all probably on Sunday evening, where I'll do a quick recap about the trading day. Actually, before we do that, I'm seeing some interesting movement right here. So if we jump back over into the screen, we actually just tested that EMA line. It was very quick. If we jump on into the 1 day, 1 minute chart, we'll probably see some pretty hefty drop points. Yep, you can see that one huge decline right here. What did I call out? $25. It was at 25.08. So if you would have just set a buy order, you could have already made 2% on the day, which is great. But this volatility is probably being a catalyst of some sort of news. Let's go ahead and dive on in here. Uh, This looks like it's news from yesterday. I'm not seeing anything huge, but the fact that the overall market dropped this significantly is a pretty big indicator, especially with this number of volume, which is good for us because we want to ultimately get filled with TQs. I might adjust that order if we're already seeing. Actually, my buy orders at 23. So yeah, just continue to watch that. There's probably going to be some sort of news that's breaking a little bit early today. Usually Wall Street gets a hold of this news pretty quickly and we see these jumps in volatility, and then we'll see the market react. But nonetheless, just all those tips that I pointed out about watching your position size, not trading more than you're willing to lose. Just make sure you follow all that, keep a level head, and hopefully we'll be able to catch some profits today. Anyways, I will see you on Sunday evening. Take care and have a great rest of your day.